Preseason's over. It's fantastic. Regular season's upon us. But the preseason did not end quietly. The last game of the preseason, the absolute last game of the preseason on BC. The final dress rehearsal for Football Night in America and crew. The Washington Commanders hosting the New England Patriots. And 6 snaps in to the first offensive set for the New England Patriots. Jacoby Brissett fades back to pass and puts on a KJ Henry suit because that Washington Commander was not blocked. He was not blocked. He was given free pass to the passer.
Well, what had happened there was
of the New England Patriots.
The tight end. And
Jacoby Brissett has the entirety of KJ Henry's weight placed upon him, and he comes up, left arm clutching, throwing right shoulder. See ya, out of the game. And then in comes Drake Maye. And the kid looked really good.
Really good.
Kid looked really, really good.
Really good.
So, there's 2 ways to look at it.
Really good.
2 ways to look at it.
I was excited.
But before we get to those 2 ways to look at it, let's hear from Drake Maye after the game, in which he gets into the game sooner than expected and looked pretty damn good against the Washington Commanders. This is what he had to say after the game about the prospects of starting week 1 in Cincinnati. Should Brissett not answer the call, or should he potentially get the call from the coach and say, you're the starter? This is what he had to say.
Drake, would you feel ready to play week 1 if you were asked?
Yeah, I think I would feel ready. I think I'm ready for whoever this football team asks of me and ready to get out there and try to help us beat the Bengals week 1.
Okay, he's already in full New England mode. Don't say too much.
Didn't say anything. I love it.
I like it. It's almost as if Belichick's on his shoulder saying, shush. Of course he's going to say, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready to play week 1? Actually, you know what? I'm a little frightened of that guy. Is Hendrickson playing?
Yeah. Are we on the road? It's fine.
Like I said, nothing could prepare you for Hendrickson like actually being on the field with Hendrickson.
That's correct. And again, we're going to...
Thank you, TJ.
Well, again...
I don't know. I go back and forth.
If somebody's going to wear a KJ Henry suit, you don't want to wear a Hendrickson suit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Now, that's one of the ways to look at it, but I don't want to get ahead of myself because the coach has chimed in on the subject matter. This very morning on the Greg Hill Show, WEEI, in the greater Boston area. This is what Gerard Mayo had to say about.
What I will say is that this is a true competition. It wasn't fluff or anything like that. It's a true competition, and I would say at this current point, Drake has outplayed Jacoby. Now I'm saying that we have to take in the full body of work. Going all the way back to the spring and the beginning of training camp, and we'll see where we end up. But those are the conversations that will happen here over the next couple of days.
Well, now that's a change because he's been saying it's Brissett's gig and this is Brissett's competition to win, and he's been in front. And now he's saying Drake Maye's outplaying Jacoby Brissett. So that's new.
Also factual. If you've watched any of the snaps, it's clear what Dre's bringing to the table. Yeah.
So now there's 2 ways to look at it. 2 ways to look at it. There's a reason why Brissett was holding his throwing shoulder last night, because the offensive line absolutely needs work and needs more time together. And
thank you for putting that so positively spun too.
Well, because
they're awful. Can we play with 10 linemen? Because that's the only way.
I don't know if they're.
You know what I mean?
They've got some players on it, man. They've got some players on it. It's just they need time.
Yeah.
And in a world where pads aren't put on very often, or at least not like they used to be, and in a world where preseason action isn't enough, and a world where you get maybe your best work in practices against other teams, those days are over. Now it's just, some work this week and you're getting ready next week for the Cincinnati Bengals. Do you want to put Drake Maye out there then? Really? Or do you want to get the offensive line working a little bit here and see what Brissett can do and let him wear the Hubbard suit, the Hendrickson suit? And after that, man,
yeah, the first month is
the curve only gets a little steeper for New England.
Yeah.
By the way, first time I'm using my laminated.
It's good. It looks good.
Sheet. Thank you.
It looks good. I mean, the first 4 weeks are tough. The first
Home for Seattle.
Yeah.
And then
Jets short week, and then San Francisco.
Quentin Williams on Tuesday's program talking more than just about what he was coming on to talk about.
Oh, lovely.
And New England is at the Jets, and then they're at San Francisco. And obviously, the curve gets steeper, too. It's not like Miami doesn't have some grown-ass men in the front seven, and then Houston. My goodness gracious.
No,
Jacksonville's got, Josh Hines Allen.
Yes.
No, but it's 3 of the first 4 on the road, 2 outstanding, top 5 NFL defenses in the Jets and the 49ers. Maybe you for lack of a better word, you just let Jacoby take all the hits there. Then you have 4 straight home games.
Well, one of them is in London.
A London game, but yeah, it's
Yeah, I said this last week.
So
wait till week 5.
Yeah.
Or here's another way to look at it. Is KJ Henry the modern day Mo Lewis?
Oh, goodness.
Is he the man who summoned the young backup sooner than anybody had expected, and throwing him in the very, very deep end of the pool? And the kid can swim. Not only can he swim, he can swim laps. He can break records.
He can run. He can wing it. I mean, he kind of saw the full arsenal.
He saw the full arsenal.
Capable of.
It's why he was third overall.
Yeah.
It's why a lot of teams are calling New England saying, "What do you think?"
Right.
And New England's like, "There's sand. Go pound it. We don't care."
The comps were, kind of a poor man, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and you saw that last night with the running and getting out of the pocket.
Well, maybe he's not a poor man.
Throws.
Well, the only reason why he could be a poor man's Josh Allen or Herbert,
he's 21 years old,
is because he's on his first contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's the poor man's version of that.
It was still a nice signing bonus, I'm sure.
So
you think he calls his bank and checks his balance like Drew Bledsoe used to do?
How much? 18 point. Oh, cool.
Dude, you got to sit here and think about it. If the coach is saying, listen, if we're talking about competition,
it's legit.
If we're talking about competition and you're saying who's playing better than the other guy, then the guy who plays better is out there. Unless you're like, those guys up front, we can't get this kid killed. We can't get him 1 month in suddenly seeing ghosts, and now we got a problem.
Right.
And this, to me, will be the conversation for the New England Patriots all week long. All week long, get some more practices in. I'm sure Mayo will step up when he is available to the media. He'll be a little cagey. He'll be having a little bit of fun, unless Brissett's hurt, and then that's all she wrote anyway. But you did hear last night that maybe even if Brissett can't go, they're still not putting May out there behind the line in the first month of the season as they're still trying to gel.
What, are you going to start Zappy?
Crazier things have happened and been uttered and occurred in the NFL.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. If you're like, we're not going to get our kid wearing a suit of the other player trying to sack him because somebody's coming in unannounced, unblocked, and the rookie in the jungle with everybody screaming and yelling. You might be, who knows, a touchdown down because Burrow came out to Jamar Chase, who, by the way, practiced all day yesterday and is expected, like, he's back, so they must be close. And you're sitting there wondering, if he can't see it, he doesn't check out of it, the line blows it, you want that to happen to Drake Maye? Then it's a totally different conversation. What do the New England Patriots do? But he did look really polished for a kid that supposedly came in
With a lot of question marks, yeah.
looking so lost in his first week of looking so lost in his first week of training camp.
Sloppy footwork, et cetera, et cetera. Didn't see that last night.
I don't want to keep throwing your buddy Holly under the bus out there in New England.
I mean,
ghost of
Benville Lynn
ghost of Mac Jones.
Joe Milton was
who, by the way,
him.
Mac Jones looks pretty damn good in preseason action too for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, that's the last thing too. It's preseason; things happen. This may not happen in the regular season. That's why Gerard Mayo is now the HC. That's the job that he has to make.
You know who looked awesome in the preseason last year? Kenny Pickett.
I hear you.
And plus, haven't we be talking about Chris, particularly like these guys are all going to be like UPS drivers and stuff later. So
the KJ Henry's not that.
Yeah, not the. No, that was the Commanders. First and second team.
And by the way, they look good too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see. Preseason's in the books. We'll find out later this week what's going on with the Patriots and also the Steelers. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.